Temperatures cold today across the valley. If you're headed out for this evening, at least the wind's dying off some. It's 45 in Weslaco, 48 in McAllen. Temperatures in the 40s all across the valley, including 45 in Brownsville. It's not going to cool off much more this evening. The breezes have mostly died off. It's not like yesterday where we had the winds gusting like 30, 35, 40 miles an hour. Most places now the wind's much lighter and without the gusts, about 5 to 15 mile per hour wind. A little gust sometimes at the coast where the breezes are the strongest, but the winds will slowly decrease more and more tonight. Still with that little bit of a breeze blowing, it feels colder than the actual 44, 45, 46 right now. It feels like it's 39 in Harlingen and Brownsville and Raymondville, even 40 in Weslaco. So it is a little chilly still out there. And tomorrow, not as cold, but probably just about as cloudy. I think the clouds will hold on all day. More than likely, we'll start off in the 40s and climb into the 50s during the day. Whether we get actually to 60 or 61 or so kind of depends on whether the winds stay from the north all day or maybe turn a little bit more east late in the day and maybe help thin out the clouds a bit. So I think 56, 57, 58 is pretty much a guarantee tomorrow, but maybe a few places are lucky and get into the low 60s. The best chance of that will be in the lower valley. And by later tomorrow evening, not much of a drop in temperatures. We should kind of hold steady in the 50s. Might see a little bit of patchy drizzle at times tomorrow and tomorrow evening, and then temperatures really begin to take off on Sunday once the sun breaks out in the afternoon. Satellite radar shows nothing but clouds around the day, most of the drizzle staying offshore. And you look elsewhere in Texas, no rain around, just clouds and cold temperatures all across Texas, where it's mostly in the 30s and low 40s up in North Texas now. Chilly weather across the valley tonight. Future track shows just more clouds through tonight. There's 1 a.m., more clouds and chilly conditions in the morning at 8 a.m. And then tomorrow, more clouds. And you might see a little bit of drizzle at times as the warm air tries to come back in. You can kind of see how the little blobs of drizzle are starting to go north now as the airflow is turning around. But we won't really get the southerly flow really kicking in until Sunday. So Saturday night could still be cloudy with a little bit of spots of drizzle. Sunday, if you wake up early, if you're going out for breakfast or brunch or church or whatever on Sunday morning, probably going to be cloudy initially, but I think by mid to late morning the sun should begin to really break through, and by afternoon we're looking at more of a mostly sunny day and temperatures climbing their way back up to around 80 or higher in most of the valley. So here's a look at temperatures too. You see how they kind of hold in the 50s most of tomorrow, maybe get into the 60s if we're lucky by afternoon, but again, this might be a little hopeful there. Saturday night temperatures don't go very far, and then Sunday we start off in the 50s near 60 in the morning, then rapidly warm up to the 80s by afternoon once the sun gets going, and we should see that trend continue Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with highs in the 80s with some sunshine around, maybe some clouds or patchy fog though each morning. If you're looking for something to do this weekend still, this is Saturday evening, Christmas south of the border, the parade here in Weslaco. Temperature should be holding mostly in the mid to upper 50s with clouds around. Can't rule out maybe a little bit of drizzle, but there's not going to be much going on. Around the country, cold up in North Texas, even 33 in Oklahoma City. The really cold stuff gathering strength again. These are current temperatures where it's below zero in southern Canada, even 6 below right now in Bismarck, North Dakota. That cold air is trying to maybe build and dive south with another cold front here later next week, which is something we'll track for you next half hour, but we'll have to see if that front makes it by maybe late Wednesday or Thursday. So tonight, temperatures still pretty chilly. Temperatures falling slowly through the 40s, kind of a low near 42 degrees, but not getting probably quite as cold feeling as last night because there's not as much wind out there. And then tomorrow back up to 61, but again, that might be a little on the high side for some areas. The clouds will be pretty thick and there might be a little bit of spotty drizzle, so at least in the 50s, but we might be lucky and reach the low 60s in a few areas. And then Sunday, everyone warms up into the low 80s by afternoon after some early morning clouds. And then Monday, Tuesday, I think we'll still see some clouds each morning, maybe some fog in spots with all the humidity in the air, but it does look kind of back to the warm, sort of humid air for this time of year with highs in the 80s, lows in the 60s. By the time we get to Wednesday, this is a day we'll have to watch because some of the models show a cold front may be arriving late Wednesday or Wednesday night, so it could be pretty warm Wednesday, but then drop Wednesday night and Thursday. This front doesn't look as strong if it makes it as the front we just saw right now, but it could put a pretty good drop in temperatures and bring back the clouds and drizzle again late next week. So we'll track that front for you coming up next half hour here in a few minutes. Letty?
All right, thanks a lot.